Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is coming a little later than normal, once again. Just because of the fact that I was listening to Odyssey. But anyway, it's Avonlea week, but I am doing something that involves all 4 series, not 5, not Walton's, just because Walton's doesn't have a main couple. I'm doing a new series, Couple Clash. I will be comparing Gus and Felecity, Hiccup and Astrid, Ty and Amy, and Laura and Almanzo in certain ways. This week, it's first meetings. Who has the most memorable, or pretty much the best first meeting? I will be judging it on maybe, laughs, most memorable, laughs if it was funny, or if it was memorable. So, pretty much, how memorable was it? Was it funny, so memorable, or a kind of, oh, you're so cute, sort of memorable? And then, how did that play into the main role of their relationship? Alright, so let's start with Laura and Almanzo. They first meet in Season 6, Episode 1, when Almanzo is picking up his sister, Eliza Jane, who is a new teacher of the school. And Laura, being the way she is, thinks he is very handsome, and tells Adam and Patrick that she left, or Albert and Patrick that she left something at school. She goes back and Eliza Jane introduces her brother to him and says that he says that his friends call him Manny. She calls him Manly, and Eliza Jane and Almanzo both laugh and then drive off. And then she realizes that she called him Manly. And that's pretty much it. First meeting of Laura and Almanzo. Alright, first meeting for Gus and Felecity. Season 2, Episode 1. Gus, Felix and Sarah meet Gus at the fishing hole, and Gus says he's looking for work till the cannery opens. And Felix says his father might need some help. And while Gus is talking to his father, Sarah and Felix are watching Felicity through her window, who has written in her diary, tied her hair up in a bun, or whatever, like the ladies did back then, and stuffing herself with cloth rolled up to make her breasts look bigger, which I have never done. So eventually Felix steals her diary and starts reading it. She crawls out the window and chases Felix. She trips, and then Felix says, "What have you done to your chest?" And Alec comes in, stops the fight, and then Felix is like, "Gus, meet my sister." And then she's like, "Oh," her hair's kind of all over the place, and she has one of her things that she put in her chest in and the other one out, and then she's like, "Oh, you are horrible," and walks away. Alright, Ty and Amy. Season 1, Episode 1. Why do all these people read in the first episode of every season? I don't know why. Alright. Just after her mother dies, Amy's riding her horse. Ty drives by in his truck, and Amy runs after him. He opens the car door. She circles behind him. He's like, "Stay watching. What are you doing?" She's like, "I want to know what kind of idiot drives truck by the horse." Then he's like, "Nice to meet you. Name's Ty." Then she asks him what he's doing there. He says that he was put on probation, and some person named Marion hired her. She said that was her mother, and then he asked if she was as rude as her. Then she said that she died a few weeks ago, or a few days ago. Eventually, Ty does end up staying at the farm because Jack decides to take him on his probation. Alright. And I'm sorry if I spoke really fast there. Pretty much, the last bit, but that's Ty and Amy's first meet. Okay. Hiccup and Astrid. Now, Hiccup and Astrid, we don't actually get to see their first meet because, as we can see, he probably grew up with Astrid, and we know that he has a crush on her. So we'll start with when he first introduces Astrid's character, because Hiccup is the main narrator for the story. So he's explaining everything that happens on the island, and then he says that that's not about fish legs, rough nut, tough nut. Astrid throws a bucket of water on the fire, and then it's kind of like, those moments where your eyes widen, the music gets louder in your head, and flips her hair, and he's like, Astrid. Yeah. So it's clearly obvious to see he has a crush on her. Okay, so now, as of first meeting, How to Train Your Dragon, I've actually put this last just because it's not actually first meeting. It's him introducing Astrid's character because he knew Astrid probably since they were kids. Although if I was judging this on most funny, that would probably win. Second place for most funny, probably Gus and Felecity. That is kind of awkward, and yeah, if I was Felicity, I'd be embarrassed too. And then I would say Ty and Amy, and Laura and Almanzo because that one's not really funny. So, as of where this puts the step in their relationship, in the first movie for Hiccup and Astrid, it's normal. Hiccup likes Astrid, as you can clearly see, and Astrid likes Hiccup maybe, but is a little less into him, but that'll be covered in another video. Ty and Amy, it's the start of their friendship in season 1, because they are just friends in season 1. I will like to point that out. For Laura and Almanzo, it is the start of friendship again. Gus and Felecity, a friendship. So for all of them except Hiccup and Astrid, pretty much a friendship. So, yes. And like I said, for most funny, Hiccup and Astrid, in order. Hiccup and Astrid, Gus and Felecity, Ty and Amy, Laura and Almanzo. Most memorable, okay, so now I'm going to put myself in these characters' shoes. And that's going to be Felecity, Laura, Amy, and Hiccup, because Astrid, even though she's one of my favorite characters, the story isn't about Astrid. So, for Laura, it would be pretty memorable for me, except if I called him manly accidentally, then I'd be like, oh, like she was, and upset, so I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. For Gus and Felecity, again, if I was Felecity, I would be pretty embarrassed. So based on how memorable that would be, I would say a 3 out of 10. Ty and Amy, it's the start of them fighting, which they fight a lot, if you know what I mean. But like I said, it's not really embarrassing, so I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Now for Hiccup, that's going to be a 1 out of 10 just because he's known Astrid all his life. There you go. So, who has the most memorable first meeting? Ty and Amy. Who has the most funny meeting? Hiccup and Astrid, even though, Hiccup and Astrid, even though it's just introducing Astrid. And which one has the key part in their relationship? I would have to say to tie between Ty and Amy and Laura and Almanzo, just because in the first movie of How to Train Your Dragon, just because there are some key hints that they like each other in that movie, they don't actually get together. And Gus and Felicity in that movie they do in Race to the Edge. For Gus and Felicity, they don't start courting or dating or whatever till season 4. Yeah. So 4 or 3, one of the two. So that does have a kind of a key part in the relationship, but not like a end of the season thing like Ty and Amy and Laura and Almanzo. It's different though. At the end of season 6, Laura and Almanzo get engaged, and Ty and Amy confess their love for each other. Then Ty leaves, and Amy's heartbroken, and it starts season 2, where Amy tells herself that she will never love Ty again until the end of the series. But yeah, okay. So the winner of Couple Clash Episode 1 for most memorable moment is Ty and Amy. Actually, yes, Ty and Amy because they had the most memorable meeting. Second place is Laura and Almanzo. Alright, stay tuned for tomorrow. Why I hate Aunt Hetty's character. Alright. And don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and comment down below who you think won Couple Clash for most memorable moment. You have the right to disagree with me. And hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I upload. Alright. And my shoulder's really sore again. Okay. See you.